Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to flush the coolant for the 2015 Hyundai Sonata 2.0 turbo sport. So before open this cap, make sure it's cold engine. That means it's not hot. And here's the coolant reservoir. So I already removed the protective cover under the engine. Okay. And here, right back side of this radiator, I believe that's the drain plug for the coolant. You can always open a little bit and check if you're not sure about it. So I'm gonna open this, drain off the coolant. Okay, so here is the drain off coolant. It's like a green, but accidentally I spill a little bit down there because I completely opened this cap on top and there's no vacuum, so it's burst off. So I'm refilling with water, and I highly recommend using this type of funnel, which is a seal system with a big cap. Okay, final.
Are you reading it?
I'm recording. I'm doing instruction. So it's going to refill by itself, and if you want to go faster, you can always squeeze here. This one, that's the upper hose. You see, you squeeze it, it always goes faster. So the water going to flush the system, and you can see from the coolant reservoir right here, I already drained off, but there are plenty of dust right there, so I think it's necessary to do the flushing, because all those small particles are going to block the tiny hole in the radiator. That's bad. So I just start the car, and you can see the coolant temperature is still cold right here. Okay, so it's going to run for a few minutes. When it's going to get hot, see, it's bubbling, it's taking in the water. So just keep refilling the water until it's not going down anymore, and just wait a few more minutes until the fan starts to work and keep warm, and then you can release this one, and you can drain out the coolant, the water. You can drain out the water and go another round. I'm planning to go 2 water and then go with the third one, going to be real coolant, 50-50. And I'm going to use the OEM one right here. That's the coolant. It's concentrated one, you need to mix by yourself, and it's recommended 50-50%. So I already transferred the coolant to the gallon bottle. According to the manual, there should be 2 gallon, around 2 gallon of coolant, but I get out maybe 1 gallon plus the spilled one by accident. So they're only 1 gallon. So that means there's at least 1 gallon still in the radiator or engine. And make sure when you do that, you check the temperature, and it goes to 3 lines. It's usually a little bit under the middle line. And make sure you turn on the climate control all the way to hot, and the fan to minimum. And you check the temperature here. You need to make sure the warm wind get out of here. That means the coolant, the water goes into the heat block, and everything all circle together. Make sure there's no bubble inside the system. Okay, I've been letting the car idling for maybe 20 minutes and rev up to 3,000, 4,000 RPM for maybe a few times, but never able to make the radiator fan kick in. Well, I tried, but it doesn't work. You see, it's still dripping. It's pretty hot, and I checked the upper hose and lower hose. They are more or less same temperature, and the temperature of the radiator is stable at 185 Fahrenheit. And another thing for the coolant reservoir here, since there are only 2 screws, one here and one here, 10mm screw hold it, I just take it out and rinse it with hose. Look, and it's like super clean right now. When I finish, I just put this back in, and that's it. So after doing this one, after doing this, you see still a little bit green right there. It's lighter but still green. I'm going to flush another time and then do it again. And by the way, I do see a lot of particles inside, and this has been 4.5 years, 30,000 miles. It's not that far, it's not that long. So according to the manual, my car needs 7.92 US quarts, which is more or less 2 gallons of this, 2 gallons of the coolant. But now, every time I drain off the coolant, only get around 1 gallon out, and you can see the difference. So from right to left, that's the original one. That's first flush, second flush, and third flush. And you can see there's almost no color. And that means we still have 1 gallon of this water inside the engine. So what I'm going to do, I just refill this whole gallon, the full strength liquid coolant, to the reservoir, and I will let it mix in the engine. I hope this works. There's nobody report this, and I never do this before. Hope all the best. Right now I still have maybe 1 quart left, or a little bit more, maybe 1.5, 1 quart. So let's see how it goes. It still keep bubbling. See, if I squeeze, it still keep bubbling. So that means still refueling. Well, I hope this works. I will keep you posted. Okay, after I add the full strength coolant, I drain and run full circle until the both upper and lower hose get hot. I drain off a little bit from the bottom, and you see it does get mixed up in the coolant, in the radiator. And see, that's the third drain off. The second one, that's the last one with coolant, and that's the second one. It's darker, so I think it's between the first drain and the original, because it still haven't fully mixed yet. So that means my plan works. And I just add all the bottle, the full drinks, all the bottle to the backup reservoir, and whenever needed, I'm going to take from there. Of course, I'm going to check level from time to time, and I say from here is at least 50%, so it can be 60, can be 70. So I got 1 gallon here, and it's a little bit more than 50% theoretically. So I'm going to go out and drive a little bit to see what the temperature goes. And by the way, I just found out the radiator fan kick in about 200 Fahrenheit, and it stopped below 190 Fahrenheit. So it's never kick up because I never goes 200 until the last time. All right, enjoy the flush.